Hi and welcome to Split's Metric Details and Trends. We're excited to introduce the ability to drill into each metric card for every experiment and provide a deep dive into the underlying data for that specific metric. With this feature, Split users can access the metric impact trends, the metric dispersion, and the sample population used for the metric value. The metric cards tell you if there is a positive, negative, or neutral impact and whether or not it's reached statistical significance. This new view provides additional insight to understand the why behind your metric's impact. It can also help you diagnose any problems with your experiment. Let's take a look in the product. We can now click on the card that's of interest and see immediately a chart that shows us the trend over time, visualizing the difference in the impact over time. The light blue surrounding the dots is the error margin, which we can also see over time. And the chart is interactive, so as I move from dot to dot, you'll notice that it's giving me the information as of that period, as well as the underlying data below is changing to reflect the changing data from the chart. This is helpful if an external event, for example, may have affected your results, and you want to go back and take a look and see when it happened. Metric dispersion is where you can see the min, max, median, 95th percentile, and other information. You can get the absolute total for things like counts, as well as show the uplift between treatments. You can get hints as you scroll over the titles of the various columns. And you can measure the variability in your sample, determining if, for example, the mean is representative, or has it been affected by a large dispersion of the data. Attribution is the mapping of user-generated events to treatments. How many users excluded from the analysis is useful to know. Could happen because they've flipped between treatments and/or a targeting rule more than once. This could happen because of configuration, setup issues, or errors that cause this exclusion to occur. If you see a lot of exclusions, then you'll know to go back and review your experiment. I won't go through all the details on this slide and the next, so feel free to pause and review, or you can always go to the documentation in the Help Center. A few interesting things to note. A percent impact will always be shown if a baseline has been selected. If not, you will just get the metric dispersion and sample population as appropriate for the metric. Similarly, error margin and p-value will be shown if there is enough data for a statistical comparison to be made. Choosing any as a targeting rule will, therefore, not calculate an error margin or p-value. The total column will depend on the type of metric being analyzed. And, of course, looking at percent unique and across users will limit the calculations available. More information, as always, can be found in the Help Center at help.split.io. Thanks.